हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम टू अर्पिता शर्मा क्लासेस। आई एम अर्पिता शर्मा, योर एजुकेटर। मुझे आप जानते ही होंगे, मैं हूं आप लोगों की एजुकेटर। रोज आपके लिए हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर का एनालिसिस लेकर आती हूं। तो आई होप आप बोर नहीं हुए हो इन एनालिसिस क्लासेस से और आप नोट्स बनाते हो साइमल्टेनियसली। ऑल्सो क्लास के जो नोट्स है ना, वो हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल पे अपलोड हो जाते हैं। तो अगर आपको नोट्स चाहिए ना पीडीएफ फॉर्मेट में, तो आप वो टेलीग्राम चैनल से डाउनलोड कर सकते हो। चैनल का नाम है सिंप्लीफाइंग यूपीएससी विद ईज। ओके, तो चैनल का नाम ये है सिंप्लीफाइंग यूपीएससी विद ईज। टेलीग्राम पर है, तो टेलीग्राम ऐप आप इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो। वहां इस चैनल को सर्च करोगे तो आपको ये चैनल मिल जाएगा। इसका लिंक मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में भी दिया हुआ है, वहां से भी आप इसे डाउनलोड कर सकते हो। ठीक है, चलो क्लास शुरू करते हैं विदाउट एनी डिले। क्लास के एंड में 4 क्वेश्चंस भी सॉल्व करेंगे, तो मेक श्योर कि आप क्लासेस को टिल द एंड देखो। ठीक है, चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट। Now the first very important topic, this picture on first page of the Hindu newspaper. Officials inspect the construction of world's highest railway bridge over the Chenab River a day after the lower end of its main arc was connected in Reasi district of Jammu and Kashmir. World's highest or biggest railway bridge over Chenab River. Very important for your prelims as well as for your mains, जीएस पेपर 3 एंड इंटरव्यू एज वेल। ठीक है, तो ये काफी इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज है। रिसेंटली इंडियन गवर्नमेंट सेड दैट वर्ल्ड्स हाईएस्ट रेल ब्रिज इन जेएनके विल बी कंप्लीटेड बाय 2021, 2021 तक, यानी कि इस साल तक ये ब्रिज पूरा कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। नाउ व्हाट इज इट? इट्स अ 1.3 kilometer long bridge that is being built across the river Chenab. It is being constructed at a height of 359 meters from the riverbed. Chenab riverbed है ना, उससे 359 मीटर्स की हाइट पर इस ब्रिज को तैयार किया जा रहा है। रिवर के ऊपर है, तो ये रिवर ब्रिज है। ठीक है, एंड इट विल बी एट अ हाइट ऑफ 35 मीटर्स मोर देन द आईफिल टावर इन पेरिस। पेरिस में जो आईफिल टावर है उससे भी 35 मीटर ज्यादा ऊंचा है ये। ठीक है, 5 times the height of Qutub Minar in Delhi. So that is why it is acclaimed as world's highest rail bridge, and it is being built on the Katra Banihal railway line at a village Kauri in Reasi district. That is why it's a railway bridge. Okay, the bridge forms the crucial link between Katra and Banihal, and it is a part of Kashmir Railway project. And it is the 7th largest arc-shaped bridge in the world. पूरे विश्व में, पूरी दुनिया में ये 7th largest arc-shaped bridge है। इस तरीके से आप देखोगे, this is the arc-shaped bridge है। There is no support except on both sides of the river banks. It's a feat in itself. So let us understand some points about the Chenab River. It's a part of Indus River. ठीक है, Indus River का ही एक पार्ट है ये Chenab River। यहाँ पर आप देखोगे over here। ठीक है, and it is a river in the Indian subcontinent in northwestern India and northeastern and eastern Pakistan. Northwestern India के north और west की तरफ है। ठीक है, और पाकिस्तान में ईस्ट की तरफ है। ठीक है, पॉइंट क्लियर हो रहा है? ये डायरेक्शंस आपको समझने हैं। दिस इज नॉर्थ, दिस इज साउथ, दिस इज वेस्ट, दिस इज ईस्ट। इंडिया में नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न की तरफ है और पाकिस्तान में ईस्ट पोजीशन है पाकिस्तान के लिए। इट इज फॉर्म्ड बाय द कॉन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ 2 streams called Chandra and Bhaga in the western Himalayas in Himachal Pradesh, and it flows through Jammu and Kashmir between steep cliffs of Shivalik range in the south and lesser Himalayas in the north. This location you have to remember of Chenab River from the perspective of prelims, because इस ब्रिज के बारे में आया है तो चेनाब रिवर के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं। इवन क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड ऑन इंडस वाटर ट्रीटी व्हिच वाज ब्रोकर्ड बाय वर्ल्ड बैंक इन 1960 बिटवीन इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान। सो चेनाब रिवर वाज कॉल्ड असिकनी in the Rig Veda, and the name meant that it was seen to have dark colored waters. The term Krishna is also found in the Atharva Veda. This river is known as Askini or Krishna. Okay, a later form of Askini was Iskamati, and the Greek form was ancient Greek form which is known as Akisines. Okay, Latinized to Asines. Clear? In the Mahabharata also common name of the river was Chandrabhaga, because the river is formed with the confluence of Chandra and Bhaga rivers. That is why it is also known as Chandrabhaga. Okay. So before we move forward, here's a small little announcement for all of you. आगे बढ़ने से पहले एक छोटा सा announcement है आप लोगों के लिए. New batches for UPSC CSE 2021, 22 and 23 aspirants have been launched by Unacademy. They are starting from today, that is 17th of March 2021. आज से नए बैचेस स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं Unacademy पर. ठीक है, तो ये बैचेस 1 year बैच हैं which is in bilingual language also and English language also. Then we have 1 year and 2 year batch solely only dedicated to Hindi medium students also. We have 3 types of batches: Hindi medium students, for English medium students, and for students who understand both Hindi and English. Okay, so हमारे पास 3 तरीके के batches हैं आप लोगों के लिए आपकी language preference के according. So we have 2-year batches in Hindi medium also, English medium also. We have NCERT batches in Hindi, English and bilingual. And the best thing about these batches are that they are being taught by trusted educators of India and best educators of India like Atish Mathur sir, Mrinal Patel sir, Sudarshan Gurjar sir, Dr. Siddharth Arora, Ayush Sanghi sir, Anuj Garg. Then we have ex-IAS, IRS and IPS officers also, Rakesh Verma sir, Avdesh Singh sir and G Rajput sir. ये भी ex-IPS officer रह चुके हैं. ठीक है, तो आपके पास इंडिया के टॉप एजुकेटर्स हैं including the civil servants as well, who are going to take classes for all of you. They are going to guide you in your journey throughout. You will be getting your personal guidance, test analysis, expert guidelines आपको मिलेगी, study planner मिलेगा, study material मिलेगा, structured courses है, so timely completion of syllabus is guaranteed over here. So you can take your subscription today. I have given you the link also in the description box, and you can use code ARPITA10 to get 10% discount on your plus subscription. आपके subscription पर आपको straight away 10% discount मिलेगा अगर आप ये code use करते हैं ARPITA10. The links are given below in the description box. Do not forget to subscribe to Unacademy Plus because from today itself the batches are starting. आज से ही class start हो रही है, तो आज के आज फटाफट से subscription ले लीजिएगा. ठीक है, चलो let's continue. So now the next important article is Delhi remains most polluted capital, says report. So there is a report which has been launched, okay, that is from IQ Air, which is a Swiss air quality technology company specializing in protection against airborne pollutants and developing air quality monitoring and air cleaning products. So IQ Air is a Swiss एयर क्वालिटी टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी, स्विट्जरलैंड की एयर क्वालिटी मॉनिटरिंग टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी है. तो according to that report, according to the report formed by IQ Air, Delhi remains most polluted capital, and Bangladesh and Pakistan were the countries in 2020 which had the worst average particulate matter 2.5 levels than India. चाइना का रैंक 11th है लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट में, जो आपको याद रखना है. ठीक है, एंड 14 से अब 11th में आ गया है जिनका रैंक. नाउ हियर द मेन क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज पार्टिकुलेट मैटर और पीएम दैट यू स्टडी. हियर पीएम डज नॉट मीन प्राइम मिनिस्टर. यहाँ पर पार्टिकुलेट मैटर की बात की जा रही है पोल्यूशन से रिलेटेड. सो पार्टिकुलेट मैटर और पीएम इज द टर्म्स फॉर पार्टिकल्स फाउंड इन द एयर इंक्लूडिंग द डस्ट, डर्ट, सूट, स्मोक एंड लिक्विड ड्रॉपलेट्स. दीज आर द पार्टिकल्स which are harmful for your breathing, for your lungs, for your body. Particles can be suspended in the air for long period of time, and some particles are large or dark enough to be seen as soot or smoke, and others are so small that individually they can only be detected with an electron microscope. Okay, तो कुछ man made भी होते हैं sources, कुछ natural भी होते हैं जो PM को directly हवा में emit करते हैं. ठीक है, now PM 2.5 और 5.1 और all these levels of PM, does this size matter? क्या ये जो अलग अलग साइज होता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल PM 10, PM 5, PM 2.5, क्या ये साइज मैटर करता है? So yes, size does matter. These solid and liquid particles come in a wide range of size. Particles less than 10 micrometers in diameter, that is PM 10, they pose a health concern because they can be inhaled into and accumulate in the respiratory system. आपके lungs में ना अगर less than 10 micrometers अगर particulate matter का साइज है तो आपके respiratory सिस्टम में स्टोर हो जाता है. ये particles less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter are referred to as fine particles. They are believed to pose even greatest health risk. मतलब PM 10 से भी ज्यादा खतरनाक PM 2.5 का लेवल होता है. ठीक है, so because of their small size, fine particles can lodge deeply into your lungs, which can cause very worse kind of respiratory issues in the future. Okay. So what are the sources through which you see emission or the accumulation of PM can be seen in the air? Sources of fine particles, they include all types of combustion activities like motor vehicles. That is why it is said कि जितना हो सके आप cars, जो आपकी purchasing power है cars की उसको कम करना चाहिए. गवर्नमेंट यही बोलती रहती है. क्यों? क्योंकि जितनी ज्यादा कार सड़कों पे होगी उतना ज्यादा combustion activities होंगी, इसीलिए इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स की स्टार्ट किया जा रहा है. देन पावर प्लांट, plants, wood burning, etc. Stubble burning is also included in that, right? So sources of coarse particles include crushing or grinding operations, dust from paved or unpaved roads. Even the broom making procedure releases particulate matter in the atmosphere. Okay, so according to a study, the increase in PM 2.5 by 1 microgram per cubic meter reduces life expectancy by 3 weeks. इसीलिए भाई, इसीलिए रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं सब कि जितना हो सके पोल्यूशन में कंट्रीब्यूशन अपना मत दीजिए, जितना हो सके एयर कंडीशनर्स को यूज मत कीजिए, जितना हो सके बाईसाइकिल्स यूज कीजिए, जैसे जापान में यूज किया जाता है टू कम्यूट टू दी ऑफिस फ्रॉम दी वर्क प्लेस। ठीक है, इससे हेल्थ भी मेंटेन रहती है, प्लस आपकी लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी भी 3 वीक से कम तो नहीं होगी। ठीक है, दैट इज वाई गवर्नमेंट्स आर सो अलर्ट फॉर दी for when it comes to the discussion of climate change. Okay, so these are the issues, these are the implications. Now the next important article, come out with rule curve for Mulla Periyar, says Supreme Court. So Supreme Court has said that Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary will be personally responsible and appropriate action will be taken on failure to give information on the rule curve for Mulla Periyar Dam to the Supreme Court appointed supervisory committee. देखो सबसे पहले समझते हैं कि ये रूल कर्व क्या है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर here Supreme Court has accused Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary that you have not given us full information regarding the rule curve, ठीक है, on the for the Mulla Periyar Dam. So what is this rule curve? That first let us understand that. सबसे पहले यही समझ लेते हैं कि भैया ये rule curve है क्या आखिर. So over here you will find that rule curve is in a dam decides the fluctuating storage levels in a reservoir. The gate opening schedule of a dam is based on the rule curve. It is part of the core safety mechanism in a dam. एक रिजर्वॉयर में पानी की जो स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी है वो फ्लक्चुएट हो रही है, बढ़ रही है, कम हो रही है, वो डिटरमाइन किया जाता है, डिसाइड किया जाता है रूल कर्व के द्वारा. इसी से डिसाइड होता है कि फ्लड के डैम के गेट्स खोले जाएंगे या बंद किए जाएंगे. ठीक है, समझ आ रही है बात. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज दिस मुल्ला पेरियार डैम, व्हाट वी नीड to know about it. ठीक है, so the dam is located in Kerala. कहाँ पर है ये डैम लोकेटेड? लोकेशन इज इन केरला, बट इट इज ऑपरेटेड बाय तमिलनाडु फॉलोइंग एन 1886 लीज इंडेंचर फॉर 999 ईयर्स. पेरियार लेक लीज अग्रीमेंट है जो कि ट्रेवनकोर के महाराजा ने और सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट फॉर इंडिया ने साइन किया था पेरियार इरिगेशन वर्क्स के लिए 1886 में, जिसके तहत तमिलनाडु को केरला ने 999 ईयर्स के लिए ये जो डैम है वो लीज पर दिया था. नाउ इट वाज कंस्ट्रक्टेड बिटवीन 1887 टू 1895, so oldest constructed dam है ये, and the dam redirected the river to flow towards the Bay of Bengal instead of the Arabian Sea. See, ये बात हमेशा याद रखिएगा, always remember this, whenever man has tried to shift the course of the river, always natural calamities or personal or power tussles have been seen in the past. ओके तो होता क्या है, जब भी हम रिवर के नेचुरल कोर्स के साथ थोड़ा सा भी छेड़छाड़ करते हैं तो कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम, चाहे वो पॉलिटिकल प्रॉब्लम हो, पावर टसल हो या फिर कुछ नेचुरल कैलामिटी हो, वो देखने को मिलता ही है. ओके, सो डैम इज लोकेटेड ऑन द कॉन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ मुल्लायार एंड पेरियार रिवर्स, सो दैट इज व्हाई द डैम्स नेम इज मुल्ला पेरियार. ओके, यहाँ तक पॉइंट क्लियर हो रहा है. नाउ व्हाट इज द इशू? वी हैव अंडरस्टूड व्हाट इज दिस डैम. नाउ व्हाट्स द इशू अबाउट इट? द लीज अग्रीमेंट वाज रिन्यूड इन 1970s. 1886 it was signed, 1970 it was renewed by both Tamil Nadu and Kerala, giving Tamil Nadu the rights to the land and water from the dam, besides authority to develop hydropower projects at the site. And in return Kerala would receive rent from Tamil Nadu. So Kerala told Tamil Nadu, we are giving you the lease of this particular dam, we are giving you the former rights of the land in around the dam, and also we are giving you the rights on the water from the dam. ठीक है, यहाँ पे you can build hydropower projects also. The first cracks in this agreement surfaced in 1979 when minor earthquake had resulted in cracks in the dam. पहला जो प्रॉब्लम आया केरला और तमिलनाडु के बीच में वो तब आया जब 1979 में छोटा सा हल्का सा क्रैक आया इस डैम में बिकॉज ऑफ एक छोटा सा अर्थक्वेक. So the Central Water Commission under the Government of India conducted a study and recommended lowering water stored in the dam's reservoir to 136 feet from 142 feet. So the definitive measures were implemented, the water level was lowered, only then the Tamil Nadu administration could raise water levels to the dam's full capacity to 152 feet. But what Tamil Nadu says, Tamil Nadu claims that although it has undertaken measures to strengthen the dam, Kerala government has blocked any attempt to raise the reservoir water level, because of which the Madurai farmers are at a loss because of lack of water supply to them. तो तमिलनाडु का कहना है हमने सारे सेफ्टी मेजर्स लिए हैं, केरला हमें इस वाटर के लेवल को नहीं बढ़ाने दे रहा है, जिस वजह से हमारे मदुराई के जो फार्मर्स हैं उनको वाटर लॉस का सामना करना पड़ रहा है. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट आर केरला's arguments? Kerala however highlights fears of devastation. See, Kerala says that this dam is very old. It was constructed way back in 1886. ठीक है. So it's very old. If you try to raise the level of water, you are going to put your residents at risk. अगर आप इसका वाटर लेवल बढ़ा दोगे भाई, तो आप ही के आसपास के लोग रहने वाले जो हैं वो रिस्क में आ जाएंगे. हो सकता है ये डैम कभी भी गिव अप कर दे. छोटा सा अर्थक्वेक जो है, क्योंकि बिकॉज द डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ इदुक्की इज अर्थक्वेक प्रोन, हल्का सा भी अर्थक्वेक बहुत ज्यादा खतरा लेकर आ सकता है. ठीक है. सो दैट इज वाई मिलियंस ऑफ पीपल, देयर लाइफ आर इन डेंजर, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ योर सेल्फिश इंटरेस्ट यू आर ट्राइंग टू इंक्रीज द वाटर लेवल, यू आर पुटिंग योर own people at risk. That is why Kerala is trying to interfere. Okay, that is why the case is going on the Mullaperiyar Dam. So before we move forward, here's a small announcement for all of you. Unacademy has launched India's biggest free scholarship test for UPSC aspirants, that is Unacademy Combat. You stand a chance to win from a scholarship pool of 4 crore, and the next UPSC Combat will be held on 21st of March 2021 at 11 AM in the morning. To unlock this combat, you can use code ARPITA10. I have given you the link also in the description box below the video. Click on the link and enroll now. आज के आज enroll कर लीजिए इस combat में, उस link पर click करके, नहीं तो Unacademy के learning app पर जाकर test section में इस combat में आपको enroll करना है. Do it now. It's free of cost. You are going to get your all India rank also, your strength, weaknesses, everything you will be getting to know about it. Enroll now. Hurry up. Moving on to the next important article, census interim data by 2024. So the census data is going to be, out in public by 2024. Now here, when we talk about census, we have understood the constitutional validity of census a lot of times. Now from the ancient Indian history perspective, we need to understand census. देखो census कोई नया term नहीं है, ये हमारे ancient history से चला आ रहा है ये term. Census provides information on size, distribution, socio-economic, demographic and other characteristics of country's population. Even the Rig Veda reveals that some kind of population count was maintained during 800 to 600 BC. हमारे ऋग वेद में भी ये लिखा हुआ है कि population count हुआ करता था. अगर आप कौटिल्य यानी कि चाणक्य के अर्थशास्त्र पढ़ोगे, उसमें भी, which is written in 3rd century BC, it also prescribed the collection of population stats as a measure of state policy for taxation. And during the time period of Mughal King Akbar also, administrative report N.A. Akbari included comprehensive data related to population, industry, wealth and many other characteristics. So census is not a new word, it has been in our ancient history, in our medieval history. And the first synchronous census in India was held in 1881. This is important for prelims. पहला जो synchronous census है वो 1881 में हुआ था. The first non-synchronous census was conducted between 1865 to 1872 in different parts of the country. And India's last census was carried out in 2011, जहाँ country की population 121 करोड़ थी. Okay, so it's a population counting measure. Coming on to the next important article, Rajya Sabha passes the MTP bill. We have already discussed the MTP bill. ठीक है, when the termination of pregnancy bill हमने already discuss किया हुआ है when it was presented in the Lok Sabha. So Rajya Sabha has passed the medical termination of pregnancy amendment bill 2020 that increases the time period within which an abortion may be carried out. राज्यसभा में इसको पास कर दिया गया है. ठीक है. Now the question can be, what are the differing opinions with regards to termination of pregnancy amendment bill 2020? देखो ये last year लोकसभा में पास हुआ था बिल. Okay, Union Health Minister Harshvardhan ji, he said amendments in the bill had been made after studying global practices and wide consultation within the country. Now the amendments had been made pursuant to the rising number of pleas in the court. There are 23 petitions in front of the Supreme Court and mainly hundreds in the high courts. So that is why new amendments have been made. The original bill जो था ना ये termination of pregnancy का, ये 1971 में pass हुआ था. Underline this line, this is very important for prelims. The original bill was framed in 1971. Now currently abortion requires opinion of one doctor. If it is done within 12 weeks of conception, जब आप कंसीव करते हो बेबी को तो 12 वीक्स के अंदर अगर आप अबॉर्शन कराना चाहते हो तो एक ही डॉक्टर की ओपिनियन काफी है. एंड 2 डॉक्टर्स इफ इट इज डन बिटवीन 12 to 20 वीक्स, अगर 12 से 20 हफ्ते के अंदर आप अबॉर्शन कराते हैं तो 2 डॉक्टर्स की कंसल्टेशन की जरूरत होती है. द बिल अलाउज, नाउ दिस बिल अलाउज अबॉर्शन टू बी डन ऑन द एडवाइस ऑफ 1 डॉक्टर अप टू 20 वीक्स and 2 doctors in case of certain categories of women between 20 and 24 weeks, and for a pregnancy to be terminated after 24 weeks in case of substantial fetal abnormalities, opinion of the state level medical board is essential. Okay, these are the different amendments which have been framed. Now the opposition's demand is to send the bill to parliamentary select committee for detailed scrutiny of the bill. ठीक है, opposition का कहना ये है कि ये जो bill है ये women को freedom नहीं देता decide करने का. The opposition is saying the bill is not giving the freedom to the women to decide if she needs to get her baby aborted or not at after 24 weeks, right? It is forcing the women to give birth to the child even if she is not willing to do so. So that is why opposition is demanding that the bill should be sent to a parliamentary select committee for further scrutiny, further analysis. Point clear हो रहा है यहाँ तक? Now the next important article is Energy Meet calls for faster shift to renewables. Try this question in the comment section. Let me know your answer. Global Energy Transition Index was recently seen in news. It is released by International Energy Agency, World Economic Forum, International Renewable Energy Agency, International Solar Alliance. Let me know your answers in the comment section. Now here, the COVID-19 crisis offers an unexpected opportunity for countries to decouple their economies from fossil fuels and accelerate the shift to renewable energy sources. It has been said by the World Energy Transition Outlook Report, which is brought out by International Renewable Energy Agency. Very important. So let us understand the highlights of India Energy Outlook Report. हमने यहाँ पर तो World Energy Outlook Report निकली है. देखते हैं एक 2018 में and in 2020 also World Energy Outlook Report came up. Let us understand what is World Energy Outlook Report. So it talks about the energy demand in the world, the energy consumption, the industrial consumption of energy, dependency on fossil fuels, coal trade, per capita energy emission. This is highlighted by the India as well as World Energy Outlook Report. Let us understand what is International Energy Agency who publishes this report. So the IEA is a Paris-based autonomous means it is under government but it is free to frame its own rules and regulations. So it's an autonomous intergovernmental organization established in the framework of Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development in 1974. 1973 में oil crisis हुआ था ना, उसके बाद इसको तैयार किया गया था. Okay, so here this particular organization, it was initially dedicated to responding to physical disruptions in supply of oil, as well as serving as an information source on stats about the international oil market. Then its mandate broadened to focus on 3 E's of effectual energy policy, that is energy security, economic development and environmental protection as well. So now this was the analysis for today. Let's start with today's test. शुरू करते हैं आज के टेस्ट से. Question number 1. Consider the following statements. Antibiotics are under purview of Central Drug Standard and Control Organization under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. According to Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940, it is mandatory that antibiotics are sold only under prescription. Poultry feeds containing antibiotics comes under the purview of Central Drug Standard and Control Organization. Which statement is correct? You have to let me know in the comment section. फटाफट से बताएं, 5 सेकंड का आपके पास टाइम है. कौन सा स्टेटमेंट इसमें absolutely correct है? Which statement is absolutely correct? Let me know in the comment section. So the correct answer to this question is So the correct answer to this question is A, that is statement 1 and 2 are correct. Statement 3 is incorrect. Moving on to next question. Next question पे आते हैं. Consider the following statements regarding National Payments Corporation of India. National Payments Corporation of India is an umbrella organization for operating retail payments and settlement systems in India. It's an initiative of RBI and IBA. It has been incorporated as a for-profit company under the provisions of Companies Act 1956. Which statement is or are correct? कौन सा statement correct है? फटाफट से बताएं. Let me know in the comment section which statement is correct. You have exactly 5 seconds time to answer the question. Let me know in the comment section which statement you find correct. Alright, correct answer it is again A. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. It has been incorporated as for-profit company under provisions of Company Act 1956. No, not for-profit company. Okay. Third question, which of the following are the services offered by NPCI? National Automated Clearing House, Check Truncation System, National Financial Switch, National Electronic Toll Collection. Very easy question. ये तो काफी easy question है. आप लोग इसको आंसर कर सकते हो आराम से. Let me know in the comment section if it's correct. Which statement is correct? Which option is correct? Alright, so the correct answer is, it is D. All of the above services have been offered by NPCI. Last question for today. Consider the following statements. Solid Waste Management Rules 2016 are applicable beyond the municipal areas and include urban agglomerations, census towns, areas under the control of Indian Railways, airports and special economic zones. Northeast India has well-established waste management system and more than 80% of the waste is processed. Which of the statements is or are correct? कौन सा statement correct है? फटाफट से बता दीजिए ताकि हम आगे बढ़ सके. Which statement is correct? So only A is correct. Not all of Northeast India has well-established waste management system. Okay, so second statement is incorrect. First statement is absolutely correct. So each question was of 2 marks. Let me know your scores in the comment section, and I hope you enjoyed today's class. If you really enjoyed it, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.